Good afternoon. I'm Melissa Westwood, Associate Vice President for Research, and it's my very great pleasure to welcome you to the University of Manchester and the splendid surroundings of the Whitworth Hall for this graduation ceremony. In particular, I would like to welcome our graduates whose magnificent achievements and hard work we are here to celebrate today. We are delighted also to see so many family and friends here. We thank you for the support and encouragement you have given to our graduates during their studies, which has been so important to their success. Just like their tutors and members of staff in the school and faculty, you can be extremely proud of what they have achieved. When those of you graduating here today decided to study at the University of Manchester, you chose to make a major investment in your future, an investment that began to pay dividends almost as soon as you arrived. During the course of your studies, you will have gained skills and knowledge to help you find success in future years. And although you may be glad to see the back of assignments for now, the planning and the research, the writing skills that you've deployed and nurtured will be of great value to you in whatever you do next, whether that be further study or the world of work. The way that you've balanced commitment to academic life with other interests and the many competing distractions that this great city of Manchester has to offer will help you find a work-life balance as your career and your future unfolds. And of course, we must not forget the strong, supportive and friendships and relationships that you have forged here, and I hope these will be sustained for many years to come. Put simply, your achievement in completing your degree cannot be overestimated for its value and the strong platform it gives you to build your career and achieve your goals. Manchester is already one of the finest universities in Europe, but we are determined to become one of the best in the world. And we're well on our way to achieving this aim, rising 5 places this year to the 29th position in the QS World University Rankings. With around 117 nationalities on campus, the University of Manchester is also a truly global international institution. And that was recognised by an independent analysis by the Times Higher Education, which ranks us 26th most international university in the world. And we will remain a global institution, valuing our staff, students and alumni from across Europe and further afield. Our ambitious plan is to lift Manchester into the first rank of virtuosity in higher learning, and at the very core of this new vision is major investment in buildings, infrastructure and facilities, as well as a commitment to the highest standards in scholarship and in research. But it isn't the bricks, the mortar, the wires, technology, equipment, or even bits of paper that make this university so great and successful. It's our students, our staff, it's our people. And during your studies, you have all, in your own way, enriched and shaped and moulded the University of Manchester to the tremendous benefit of those that will follow in your footsteps. And by reflecting on your experiences and telling us how we can make them even better, you have given us the blueprint to achieve our bold ambitions to be amongst the best in the world. The university is changing and will continue to change for the better because of you. So today is just as much about honouring you for your valuable contribution as it is for recognising your success in your academic studies. Armed with your academic success, your skills and your breadth of experiences, there is every reason to be positive about the future. Your job prospects, having studied here, are enviable because employers all around the world recognise the piece of paper that you will soon be holding in your hand. Obtaining your degree is a hugely important milestone and you should celebrate your success. But this is just the beginning of the journey and your association with Manchester, not the end. The return on your investment continues way beyond today's pomp and ceremony. Our career service will offer you help and support for years to come, and you continue to make good use of our world-class libraries. The Alumni Association will help you to remain in contact with the university, linking you with a community of over 380,000 Manchester graduates living and working across the globe. As alumni, you can help future students in so many ways, as ambassadors of the university, in student placements and employment, and directly in the development of the university, which is vital to its future. So we sincerely hope that today will not be your last contact with the university. Remember that our doors will always be open to you. I'd like now to hand over to my colleague, Professor Alexandra Scazzaro, to say a few words about the School of Arts, Languages and Cultures.
Associate Vice President, colleagues, graduates, and your families and friends. As head of the School of Arts, Languages and Cultures, I'm delighted to congratulate those of you graduating today on your success in obtaining your degrees. Colleagues in the schools are extremely proud of what you have achieved. They worked closely with you for 3 or 4 years or even more. Some of you graduating today have studied with us for your BA, MA, and PhD programs, meaning that you've shown loyalty to university and the school for over 7 years. You've become very much part of our academic community. Many of you who are being awarded a PhD today have also been graduate teaching assistants, working alongside us in teaching our undergraduates, so that you are our valued colleagues as well as our inspiring students. We hope that we have found your time here intellectually and academically stimulating, because whatever else studying for a degree gives you, the experience should have been one where you found yourself both challenged and excited. I'm extremely grateful to my colleagues for having given you that experience. For many of you, I have no doubt it will have transformed your life, though you may not know it yet. I therefore ask you all to join me in thanking the teaching and professional staff for all their efforts and dedication during your time with us. This ceremony is held in the magnificent Whitworth Hall, testimony to a remarkable tradition of philanthropy and social responsibility, which reminds us of the bold Victorian hopes and aspirations for our university. It also reminds us that the subject you studied for your degrees have a long and distinguished record at this institution. Manchester was one of the first universities in the late 19th century to offer a degree program in history. While most of you graduating today will have spent much of the last year researching and writing your dissertations, what you might not know is that under the great medieval historian T.F. Tout, Manchester in the 1890s pioneered the concept of an undergraduate dissertation, which is now seen as a staple of all humanities and social science programs across the world. It's no exaggeration to say that the understanding of independent research as being one of the hallmarks of a university education in the humanities owes a great deal to Manchester's history department. Today, history research in Manchester goes from strength to strength. In the most recent national research exercise, where institutions were judged on the quality of their research, the research environment, and the impact their research has on the wider world, history and Manchester was ranked 4th in the UK for the quality of its publications. The Department of Linguistics was founded in 1963 when the Montfolic Chair was established, and we started admitting students to study the discipline in 1964. When the university was founded in 1851, English was one of the degree subjects offered decades before Oxford and Cambridge, for, I quote, the general cultivation and discipline of the mind. And one of the first 3 professors of the university had the duty of teaching English language and literature, but also logic and mental philosophy. Manchester pioneered the study of American studies in the UK and has been teaching it since 1947. Creative writing has been taught here since the 1990s, and in 2007 we established a Centre for New Writing aimed principally at the postgraduate level, but we're now teaching it at the undergraduate level as part of a named program. Today we're proud to count as colleagues a growing number of the most eminent authors in this country. I'm pleased to say that today English language and linguistics, English literature and language, American studies and creative writing are flourishing areas within the school, known for their excellent teaching and research. Again, in the latest national research exercise, all these departments were very highly praised. In 1851, when as the Mechanics Institute founded in 1824 evolved into Owens College, classical languages and literature was one of the main subjects on offer, and one of the 3 initial professors in the whole of the university had as their duties that of teaching the languages and literatures of Greece and Rome, indicating that the work of all my colleagues in the Department of Classics and Ancient History and Archaeology was then just done by one person, but then again they did a lot fewer things than we do now. Half a century later, the college morphed into the Victoria University of Manchester, and 2 UoM chairs of Latin and Greek, respectively, were endowed by a charity funded by a state of the great 17th century philanthropist William Hume, whose beneficent actions have been so important in many areas of this city. Today, the Classics, Ancient History and Archaeology department is known for their excellent teaching and engagement with the wider public, as well as for their research. Our MAs in Conference Interpreting, Intercultural Communication and Translation Interpreting Studies are offered through our world-leading Center for Translation Interpreting Studies. These MA programs are recognized for their professional relevance in the training they provide and the employability of their graduates, who are equipped with key competencies required by the language services sector. These graduates are not just the next generation of professional translators, they are the people who, thanks to their critical analytical abilities, will shape, influence, and lead changes in the profession in the coming decades. Art history and the Institute of Cultural Practice are flourishing and are known for their excellent teaching and research. In research terms, art history ranked at the very top in the country, and students have consistently voted those colleagues amongst the best teachers in the university. Our Institute for Cultural Practice is a pioneering and internationally renowned player in the growing field of museum studies, heritage, and arts management. Both these departments, like indeed all art subjects, benefit enormously from being taught in university, which is truly becoming what is now called a cultural university. That is an important actor in the national and international cultural scene. Not many universities in the world can boast 2 important museums, such as the Whitworth and the Manchester Museum, and such a close relationship with the making of cultural policy in the city region. The university has recently committed substantial funds towards a Creative Manchester project, which over the next 4 years will enable us to invest more, not just in this area, but also to work towards establishing creativity and innovation as a key university-wide focus, which will involve other schools and faculties. Over the past 3 years, many of you, or at least many in your families, will have wondered whether a degree in a humanities subject was a wise investment, especially in the current economic climate. It was arguably the best decision you have made so far in both personal and professional terms, and one that I'm convinced you will not have cause to regret. As the philosopher Martha Nussbaum cogently argues, the study of arts and humanities subjects fosters the critical thinking necessary for independent action and intelligent resistance to authority, and enables the development of qualities such as imagination and empathy, which are the essential foundations of democracy. The humanities are not just a broad spectrum of fascinating and ever-growing texts, topics, and artifacts. They are also, and perhaps even more importantly, a form of knowledge, a set of epistemic protocols, a specific approach to all aspects of the human experience and the individual and social level, which is based on unquenchable curiosity, relentless exploration of facts, and sophisticated interpretation. In a world where the frontier of knowledge changes faster than any other time in human history, this methodological foundation will be the most precious skill you will have acquired here, and the one that will enable you to branch out in many different directions over the course of your life with full confidence in your abilities. But let me put all these concepts in other ways, in the words of our own inimitable professor of creative writing, Jeanette Winterson. The imagination and creativity, which are the hallmark of humanities, are not the flowers on the table. They're not even the table. They are the very ground on which we stand as human beings. If creativity is a luxury, human beings are a luxury too. Unsurprisingly, arts and humanities graduates are also much sought after in the labour market. One of our most distinguished alumni, Sir John Cunliffe, is a much respected economist who has worked for most of his career at the Treasury and is now Deputy Governor of the Bank of England. He talks eloquently about the invaluable grounding that his studies as an undergraduate in Manchester gave him. He graduated with a BA in English literature and a final year project on Oscar Wilde and the Bible. The ability to dissect a text or an argument, intellectual curiosity, a taste for the unexpected, the willingness to engage with multiple points of view, cultural traditions and aspirations, to mention but a few, are the defining feature of an arts graduate and the reason why arts and humanities graduates are highly employable. Whether you study literature, languages, history, or any other aspects of the art of humanities, what arguably unites you is an interest in what makes us human, the creation of identity, and what it is to be part of humanity. Many of the degree programs you have studied examine the most controversial and exciting topics of the time, such as history of gender and sexuality and the relationship between the local and the global. They signal a university's commitment to explore the grand challenges of the day, and they ensure that you will be ready to engage with fellow human beings in a responsible, aware, and intellectually critical manner. Graduation is also a moment to celebrate distinguished achievement. Students this year have produced some outstanding work, and I'm pleased to announce the following prizes. The Philip Alexander Prize for the highest grade in a Jewish Studies related module goes to Fergal Selstone Games. The Brettel Prize for the best thesis on Nazi Germany goes to Kathleen Waterhouse. The Challoner Prize for performance in a history dissertation on economic or social history of the industrial period or the history of the Manchester or the Manchester region goes to Abigail Perry. The Hilda Lofthouse Book Prize for performance in a history dissertation goes to Ian Meiklejohn. The Hilda Lofthouse Book Prize for best overall performance in MA history goes to Oifi Inma. The Roskell Book Prize for most satisfactory graduation with honors in history goes to Harry Sherin. The Thomas Brown Prize for performance in exams goes to Chloe Hickson, Oliver Taylor, Rory Grenham, and Hugh Greenwood. The Thomas Frederick and Mary Taut Prize for exam performance goes to Xenia Bellwood, Azaria Pastakia, Anisa Riaz, Tegan Hilbury, and William Hambley. The Warren Kinsey Prize for the best thesis on an historical subject goes to Bartley Chipchase. The Margaret Johnson Yates Prize for best overall mark in English American Studies and Creative Writing goes to Fionn Jones. The Margaret Johnson Yates Prize for a highest dissertation mark in English American Studies and Creative Writing goes to Jacob Morley. The Ellen Rees-Lee Prize for highest dissertation mark in MA Art Gallery and Museum Studies goes to Francesca Bibby. The Lorraine Lim Prize for highest dissertation mark in MA Arts Management Policy and Practice goes to Lauren Wilson. As you receive your diploma, you enter a new phase of your relationship with the University of Manchester. We very much hope that you will continue to be an active part of the extended community of alumni and supporters, to nurture an interest in the life of the university and the students who fill in your steps, to take pride in the collective achievements of this great and noble institution. The loyalty, support, and goodwill of our students are the foundations of this future. Please keep in touch with us and visit us when you're back in Manchester. We wholeheartedly wish you happiness and success in both life and work. Thank you.
Associate Vice President, on behalf of the Senate of the University, I present to you for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, Iman Abdul Rahman Al-Karoud. And also being awarded the President's Doctoral Scholar Award, Fernanda Amparo Macarena Barrientos Contreras. Rosalind Marina Batten. And also being awarded the President's Doctoral Scholar Award, Hannah Booth. Fabienne Chung. And also being awarded the President's Doctoral Scholar Award, Annie Dickinson. Sophie Florence Everest. David Firth. Mareike Hamann. Henry Kauhanen. Sarah Elizabeth Newport. Nicola Runciman. Christopher Raymond Vardy. Eleanor Catherine Ward. And for the degree of Master of Arts in Gender, Sexuality and Culture, Benjamin Christopher Baker. Daisy Josephine Church. Alison Marianne Condron. Alexander Thomas Gray. Fionn Jones. Catherine McNaughton. Akash Sharma. Rika Struckman. Austin Sam Tuck. Anna Wagner. And in archaeology, Jane Barker. Frederick Charles Craig. Rosie Emily Kenworthy. Katie Sanderson. Sebastiana Skuamala. Melissa Taylor. And in Art Gallery and Museum Studies, Mahdi Ali. Rihanna Catherine Belbin. Francesca Michelle Bibby. Daniela Carmen Sade Carrington. Yan Ho Ched. Hugh Hang Chu. Molly Clements. Ella Francis Cole. Callum Constantine. Miriam Daffith. Rachel Elizabeth Dakin. Cassandra Diotti. Nikita Gill. Cicely Kathleen Hill. Rachel Megan Hoole. Frances Mary Horner. Fiona Howard. Tuesday Elizabeth Carol Marples. Morgan Alexandra Mazzocco. Lucas Neuer. Joshua Pendragon. Matthew Platt. Ruby Reynolds-Parnham. Eleanor Kate Thomas. Callum White. Rob George Wood. Samantha Charlotte Francis Yates. And in art history, Gina Grassi. And in arts management, policy and practice, Olivia Allenson. Wei Han Bo. Holly Danielle Bragg. Lewis David Coxhill. Alyssa Dowler. Long Ying Doan. Bethan Cyrus Davis Ellis. Flavio Felice. Marcus Hithire. Rosanna Jones. Alexander Jovcic-Sass. Kara Kontopoulou. Francis Victoria Liddle. Menzi Lee. Dominique Odin Hamilton. Lauren Mary Wilson. Xian Wu. And in classics and ancient history, Oliver William Stephen Clark. Ashley Finn. Rachel Caroline Franks. Jasper Goddard. Bradley Mason. Isabel Sophie Smith. Michael Stanfield. Georgina May Watson. And Frederick Weller. And in creative writing, Namra Amir. Georgia Mary Imogen Clark. Patrick Clark. Henry William Bailey Coburn. Madeline Patsy Hall. Roma Lauren Havers. Sydney Lawrence Sean Hawes. Samuel Philip Jones. Rianne Celia Kiddle. Alexandra Livia Pape. James Robert Smith. Craig Lee Snellgrove. Madison Catherine White. John Richard Dare Wilkinson. And in English Literature and American Studies, Harriet Charnley Shaw. Eve Yo Chow. Alexandra Danielle Dakpagan. Timothy John Harvey. Madeline Howard. Sophie Louise Masterletz. Ella McClellan. Nicole Nike. And in English Studies, Carmela Manta. And in Gender, Sexuality and Culture, Catherine Fogg. Sophie Lisa Walker. And in History, Hamza Aziz. Paris Barty. Robert James Brown. Alexander William Denniston. Leslie Fanning. William Gardner. Jake Gill. Sophie Hartles. Gemma Rose Hayward. Evie Hull. Aoife Inman. Kate McCoubry. Aniran Carl Merrill Glover. Adam Milzarek. And again, Adam Milzarek. And apologies to Alyssa Alexandra Mickelberg. William Sandor Pylober. Antonio Policetti. Amy Charlotte Potter. Elizabeth Amy Ratcliffe. Jonathan Roberts. Jake Shepherd. Ailish Sinclair. Eleanor Elizabeth Ann Smith. Billy McRae Storer. Rebecca Marie Underwood. Rachel Louise Vella. Georgia Vesma. Jessica Walker. Sophie Louise Walker. Hannah Caris Welsh. Jonathan Williams. And in intercultural communication, Agnès Edwige Sylvie Catalan. Amanda Lauren Perez Villarreal. Chi Chin. Libby May Small. Cien Yang. And in linguistics, Nicholas Edward Benson. Fatma Hamed. Jessica Lubini Hampton. Eleanor Mills. An Khoi Nguyen. Guadalupe Pulido Casas. Georgia Tutt. Zikoshia Shang. And in medieval and early modern studies, Charlotte Alton. Hannah Amos. Robin Kieran Broadbent. Bethany Edwards. Jacob Frank Morley. Christopher James Nelson. Daniel Alexander John Stone. And in modern and contemporary literature, Alberto Andres. Rebecca Bairstow. Kate Elizabeth Blackhurst. Ellie Grace Dickinson. James Edwards. Susanna Farrell. Kurat Aulin Fatima. Daniel Jones. Marcus David Lee. Paola Magnuson de Filippi. Peyman Mohammed Zadeh Gavikir. Liam James Palmer. Lucia Hannah May Risbridger. Luke Andrew Robinson. Benjamin Andrew William Scott. And in screenwriting, Victoria Ann Helena Bunce. Amy Grace Chester. Beth Emery. Joseph Emerson Griffith. Lois Elizabeth Hall. Geraldine Lang. Jack Allen Lawrence. Georgina Stephanie Denise Ruffin. And Simon Wall. And in translation and interpreting studies, Jessica Benson. Joanna Blichards. Josephine Bonda. Wen Chieng. Lankining Chen. Stuart Dunlop. Yuan Tzu Fo. Tingo. Catherine Louise Golding. Eleanor Susan Green. Ian Anthony Howe. Daria Patricia Llanos. Verity Yawanda Williams. Konkani Wee. Rebecca Mayer. Hortensia Martinez Rueda. Grace Elizabeth Macalia Ryder. Jasmine Burns McCool. Lisa Louise Perrett. Lara Rachel Phillips. Yani Chi. Timothy James Rowntree. Monica Seitz Miranda. Amy Elizabeth Shepherd. Molly Silk. Sophia Spiracu. Sian Wong. Julia Catherine Ward. Abigail Brynley Arnold. And for the postgraduate diploma in Classics and Ancient History, Saria Qureshi. And for the degree of postgraduate certificate in history, James Heighton. And for the degree of Master of Laws in International Business and Commercial Law, Jin Yan. And finally, for the Bachelor of Laws with Honours, Siobhan Catherine Safoa Addo.
On behalf of the university, I once again congratulate all of you who are graduating here today on your excellent achievements, and I wish you every success and happiness in your future lives and careers. Graduates, please stand and don your caps. I now declare this ceremony closed.